that time period. But if it happens 6 versus 12, there's a huge difference there on who actually will end up taking the ultimate landfall. So again, while we have a range, the opposite ends of that range could mean huge differences for several cities.
Allison, appreciate that update. Chris Cuomo just a few minutes ago told us that we're going to get a band of some of the rain that he experienced in Miami Beach. That's going to be coming to the Fort Myers area. Let's go to Drew Griffin, who's outside the arena that holds about 8,000 people. Drew, first of all, I understand for the thousands of people who've been waiting outside, for those who are still left on, I understand it's already started to rain.
Yeah, a blast of rain just came through. It subsided just a second, but it created a little bit of a panic. What happened was at the same time they were opening up a second door on this center, the Germain Center, and they're trying to get the people inside now with a little more importance because these squalls are now really beginning to come through. There was a bad tweet that went out not too long ago, Anderson, that said somehow or another this place was going to reach capacity. That is not true. I just want to knock that down for anybody maybe in the viewing area. It's not true. There is plenty of capacity at the Germain Center, and everybody here is going to get in. But obviously the rain has begun. We're seeing the first bands coming through, and they're really rushing now to get these people inside before Irma really strikes. Anderson?
Well, Drew, if you've gotten a band of the rain there, we're expecting it then now in Fort Myers. I'm looking for the sky here, but again, good information. That arena is not that arena is not full. More people can still go there for anybody in the Fort Myers area who still wants to try to evacuate. The buses, according to the city, were to shut down at 3 o'clock. The shuttles, so you're going to have to figure out a way to get there on your own. But there is still room at those shelters, and the mayor had talked about trying to open up other shelters throughout the day as needed. 211 is the number to call for information and also for help in trying to get to some of those shelters. So that line has been busy, I know, throughout the day. I want to go to Bill Weir, who is in Key Largo, where it's also started to rain pretty hard. Bill, how is it now?
It's so interesting, Anderson. It's like someone flipped a switch and turned on the waterworks. We were just enjoying, calm skies relatively, and then boom, it came on. Now it's easing up a little bit. Ernest Hemingway, who loved the Florida Keys and wrote An Old Man in the Sea, the split personality of the ocean. There's Lamar when it's calm and beautiful. There's Elmar when it sinks your boat and floods your house. And, of course, everybody around the Keys today bracing for Elmar, Irma, in Irma form. It's so interesting, though, also to look at the attitude shift. A couple days ago, very devil-may-care. We're riding it out because that's what we do down here in the Conch Republic. But last night, about 6 o'clock, city managers in Key West had a meeting and came out shaken. That's when they decided to evacuate 500 prisoners out of the Monroe County Jail down there. That's when they started really sending people north in ways they hadn't seen days earlier, even after the mandatory evacuation. They announced this morning that Key West High School is a refuge of last resort. No services provided. Bring what you need, but pets are welcome there as they're hunkering down for what they were thinking might be the biggest direct hit since the Great Labor Day hurricane of 1935. People have long memories about storms and who survived, what boats survived. About 5 families are actually riding out the storm in this little marina here in Key Largo, not on their boats, but in a stone building right here nearby. There's also a dive shop that has 3 stories made of stone. That is sort of plan C if things get really dicey here today. But we're just bracing to see what comes next, Anderson.
Yeah, people shifting their plans all throughout the day as the winds and the path of this storm has been shifting here further west. Let's go to John Berman, who's standing by in Miami Beach. John, we talked about this earlier today with Chris Cuomo, but it can be so deceptive if you haven't been through one of these hurricanes before, and frankly, no one's been through a hurricane this size, but it can be so deceptive when you look at, the weather for most of the day here in Fort Myers. It's been hot. The sun's been out at times, sometimes just behind the clouds. Haven't really seen a lot of rain, but as we saw, Bill Weir was just talking about in Key Largo, it's like somebody flips a switch and all of a sudden the rain